Page 288, Bagatelle in A minor. Well, we know what key it's in. And we look it over and think, good Lord, what is going on here? Well, it's a Beethoven Bagatelle. That's what's going on. So we'll just talk about it. I'm just going to go through the system I normally use to learn a piece of music and let it take me where it takes me. Okay. I look it over. It's a page long. Now, it's got repeat signs, so it's actually twice as long. But as far as the music goes, it's just a page of music to deal with. Clef signs are treble and bass, at least to start. There are no sharps or flats in the key signature, so this is either in the key of C major or A minor. If you look at the end, it's here, probably an A minor. But go ahead and do the scales and arpeggios for both. C major, A minor. And on the diminished seventh, I don't mention it, but yeah, you go with the minor. So start with the A here, so you're doing that. And 3/4 time signature. Now, everybody's going crazy here. It looks like there's mostly broken chords in the left hand, but the right hand, what is going on here? Just real slowly. And I want a fingering that lets me connect the notes if I can get it. So here, we're starting 1 and you just notice that's just an A chord, an A minor chord in extended position. Then come up, and then here, again, it's just a different, it's an A minor chord. Both of those are A minor chords. And then up here. So it's all just an A minor chord, a broken chord going up. Fingering. It's actually a very common fingering. When you have these broken chord patterns like this that go up or down, we walk our way up or down. And that's just what we're doing. Scratch up. Then immediately you're in this position. Scratch up. Then that's tied. This is the third measure. 1, 2, hold those down, and hold the F down as you're doing. They're overlapping. Like so. Now, I would like to be able to connect these notes better. I can't because of where they are and how it's positioned. So the fingering in the book is fine. You gotta move there. But hold this B and D down in measure 4. It's a dotted half note. Here, and then you lift up and do the whole mess again, sort of. And then come down. Okay. Measure 9 is a broken chord. We're here. And then here, and then here, and then here. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and. Not too bad, I hope. And then we come back down to here. It's like the first line. Here. And then the last line is similar to the second line. Okay. So actually the thing's only like 3 lines long as far as learning the music goes. Let's take a look at the left hand broken chords, because it's not just here, we're down here, and you gotta move. I do a 2-1, I don't want to move as far. If I do 3-1, I gotta go farther. So I just do a 2-1. Eventually, you want to be able to do this without looking at the keyboard, where you know this distance. It's an octave. I'm just using the second finger. Yeah. Measure 7, it's here, natural. And measure 9, a broken chord. Okay, and then that's so much for that. Then you put the hands together slowly. I'll hesitate, don't care. I just want to know how the fingers are working together. So it's here. See, this left hand wants that note. The right hand had it. I got to get off. I can't connect them. That's my point. So you got all these notes down on this third measure here. These are all down, and these are down, and then here. These are down and here. Measure 9. That's not too bad, just go back and forth. Okay. So I put the hands together, and then I'll go over it, probably like a line at a time, and get rid of the hesitations. Go as slow as you gotta go, it doesn't matter. No hesitations. You can speed it up later, years later, I don't care, but no hesitations. And you only really have to do the first 3 lines because the last 2 lines are like the first 2 lines. Then I think about the articulation. This is just play them. Not short, just play them. This is connected. And measure 9, short staccato. And be careful on the staccato because when you come up like that, you'll accent it. Don't. The natural accent's the first beat of the measure, not that one. So just come up. And then that fermata, hang on to that for a bit, and then you go back and do what you're doing at the beginning. Then the dynamics, it's going to apply to the melody, which is the right hand, soft. And you're going to go up to soft. Is to go up and then suddenly soft. Beethoven did a lot of this. It's called terrace dynamics, where you're at one level of dynamic and then all of a sudden, boom, you change, louder or softer. It's like subito thing. Here you're going up and then suddenly you're soft. How loud do you get? I wouldn't go up to about moderately soft or so. You don't need to get loud here. Save the loud part for the second line where that gets loud there. So here. Now, it's loud, soft. Beethoven did that too. When he would have it like a cadence like that, a 5-1 cadence, he'd do the 5 chord loud and then soft. He's tricky. He's a rebel. Measure 9, moderately loud. Okay, and then you're back to what you were doing at the beginning. Left hand's just got to stay out of the way. Then the speed, well, good luck with that. Vivace moderate is just a moderately fast speed. It's the feel of it, though. These 8th notes, they got to be your vivace. And this is going to be kind of slow for now, and that's okay, because I think it needs to be accurate. If that's your speed, go for it. Now the repeat signs, you repeat the first 2 lines, and then you repeat the last 3 lines, so the thing is twice as long as it is. Okay. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do dynamics, no louder, so we're not performing it. Just checking notes and rhythms. We will do the repeats. I'll give us 3 counts, and because there's 8th notes everywhere, I'm going to put the metronome on 8th notes. But I'll give us 3 quarter note counts to come in. Is very confusing. Just come in when I do. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Repeat and. and. Three and hold, go on. Two, and repeat again. And hold, go on. Rest, and finally this thing is over.